Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the MakeCode Arcade Advanced stream. I'm Richard at Richard on the MakeCode Forum.
And I'm Thomas at Sparks on the MakeCode Forum.
And today we're back to working on our Meeples game. So I was messing around before stream today and making a little Meeple contraption. Let me start it over so there aren't any more stuck Meeples. Look at them go. There you go. I made this little Meeple sorter down here, but I couldn't think of anything fun to make them do after they split up. So also you can see some Meeples getting stuck in the walls. So that happens.
Do the fans not push them all at the same? I guess they do move at kind of the same speed when they're being pushed by a fan. But I'm not sure how their sorting is happening inconsistently between them.
They're all moving in slightly different. I think it has to do with, theoretically, you're right. Like, if everything was running at a constant frame rate, I think that all of these Meeples would hit this at the exact same point and then go upwards. But because, one, they're all starting at slightly different positions and different fractions of a pixel apart from each other, and because there's a different frame rate, so at the point at which they hit this, they're going to be subject to it from a different amount of time than other Meeples might. It makes it so that they end up getting, split. And once they're split, it's all kind of just chaos at that point. So anyway, all right, that's enough of this. So we're working on our Meeples game today. Let's see. Before we do that, though, I'm just going to announce what the mini game jam is going to be, because it's supposed to start next week, but it's been so long since we had a game jam going on that I was like, all right, let's just announce it today. And in fact, we could make a game for it today. Do you want to do that instead of Meeples?
Sure.
All right. Okay, so our game jam this is going to be a redux of one of the fan favorite game jams of the past. We are doing Cursed Games. Cursed Jam 2. Yeah, so we did this last year in January. But the idea behind Cursed Game Jams is it's a game that kind of actively fights against the player. And I think part of the joy of this is that I will be playing all of these games at the end of this game jam. And you can watch the video from last year to see how well that went. But they're games that are kind of like intentionally difficult to play. And that's part of what makes them so endearing, So classic games of this genre are 2 by Bennett Foddy. Wait, did Bennett Foddy do co-op? So I feel like Bennett Foddy is an expert in these. So if you've ever played co-op, it's a game where you have a runner and you can control their thighs and calves using Q, W, O, and P, and try it. You won't go more than a meter. Just give it a shot.
It is very challenging. Yes.
Yep. And then same with like Getting Over It, which was a stream darling a while ago. It's a game that has awkward controls, and when you lose, you basically get sent back to the beginning. So people who are having a lot of fun live streaming it because it made for good content. Desert Bus, which is a game that was never actually released officially, but was leaked at some point. And it is a game where you play, here, look at a screenshot of this guy. You play as a bus in the desert, driving from, I think, Phoenix to Las Vegas. The game is in real time on a perfectly straight road. And so it takes like 6 hours. And you can't just leave it running because the bus veers slightly to the right. So you have to continually press left to adjust your course.
Yep.
And you get like 1 point when you get there. and then it turns around and you can come back. And I think on the third lap, like a fly hits the windshield. Anyway, I know there's a marathon of people who play this game every year for charity, and they just play it continuously for as long as possible. And I don't remember where I linked right here. Oh, right. Yeah, watch that video. That's a cursed rhythm game. I won't play it here though. But we had a lot of fun, and I had a lot of fun making these games. Wait, I wanna bring up Countum Pro. That was my favorite of the ones I made.
Countum Pro. I don't think I remember that one.
Let's see. Okay, so the first one we made was a platformer where you can only see when the player is not moving. Here, I'm just gonna play the ones I made.
Oh yeah, that one was tough.
Okay, nope. All right. So all right, yeah. Nope. Okay, it's hard.
All right. So do you regret choosing this theme already, or?
No, I love these. Oh, and then there was this one where all of the floor tiles get destroyed as soon as you touch them. Oh shoot! And you can't touch any of the red.
Oh, that was a fun one. That one was really tricky.
Yeah, I know I beat this one. I'm pretty sure I beat the other one too. I don't know if I ever beat this one in a single segment, but I played through all of the parts of it. I know for sure. Okay, all right, we're done with this. And then I think the third one I made was we made one where you control a game with there's one from Thomas.
Yeah. When
Play this one.
I don't even remember. Oh, that's the one where
right.
you always move towards or away from the green square. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can't really control moving, but you can there we go. You can press A to move, and you always move towards the green square. Oh, you can press B to move away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I think you need to
Don't
only
get the
get
minuses.
positives. Yeah.
Yeah. This one's fun. I like this.
It's an interesting one to create.
Once you get the hang of it. Oh no.
I'm gonna have to make a more cursed version of this game, apparently. Gosh.
Yeah, I mean, like it actually, like I said, it takes a sec to like get it, but then once you wrap your head around it. All right, cool.
I think that was it. It's like you get 5 points and then you get to the door and you win, kind of a thing.
All right. Then there was this one, which was a platformer you control with a menu. So you can do right and then jump, left, right. I'm pretty sure we beat this one on stream. So it took a very long time. So I'm pretty proud. This one's fun too.
Yeah, I feel like this one, once you get the hang of where the controls are, it's a little bit, I mean, it's still awkward to play, but it's doable.
And let's see, I know I made another one that was just mazes, where every time you finished a maze, you got a denser maze. There you go.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
It's a cursed multiplayer game. So you have to solve a maze, and then when you solve it, you get another maze. And when you solve it, you get another maze. And when you solve it, you get another maze. And then it just keeps going until you get to the maximum pixel density of mazes.
Gosh.
I just want to get to where it's 1 pixel. Got to be the next one, I think. Does not have the great maze controls that Game Jam submission had. There we go. All right. I think this is maximum maze. All right. But the favorite one I made, oh yeah, right. And then here was the single player version loading. Loading. It takes a while to load. There we go. So that
Oh,
was it,
see.
generating a full screen sized maze. So if you can get from the top left to the bottom right. If you press menu, oh no, if you press B, oh no, I made a version that shows you the path.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, here it is.
That hurts my eyes to look at.
Yeah. I remember if you press menu on this one, it shows you the path and calls you a cheater. There you go. So just to prove it's solvable.
Yeah.
Shoot.
We had
There
a lot
you
of
go. Counting
submissions on
Pro.
this one.
Finally. Let's do some counting. Level 1. Okay, it's 1 turret. It's 2 fish.
2 fishes.
How many turks? It's 1 turret. There's a bee. Turt. Frog. 3 turks. 1 frog.
Oh gosh. Oh no.
Okay, there were 18 turks. Oh, gosh darn it. All right. There were 7 fishies. Nope.
No. Oof.
Yeah, so cursed games are fun. They're fun. They're easy to make. They're fun to play. Well, they're deliberately unfun to play. But yeah. All right, let's make a cursed game. And this is all I'm going to want to do for stream for like the next while. I really like making cursed games.
It's very satisfying when they're, quick and easy.
All right. Hi, Brohan. Brohan, so, or if you're just joining us, we're making cursed games today because we are doing Cursed Game Jam for our February mini game jam. So prepare your cursed games.
Okay. So I had an idea for one yesterday, actually, but I don't know if we can code it with the amount of time we have left, which was a rock, paper, scissors game where you can see the move the opponent is going to make. Okay. But to select your move, you have to do it by playing pachinko and getting the ball in the cup for the move.
Okay, yeah.
And we would do like realistic physics simulation, so you could theoretically get it.
Yeah.
You just have to be good at that.
Seems like a fun one. But yeah, I don't know how. Have you done pachinko before on stream?
We've done elastic collision stuff before. And I think I might have even made a project where I named it elastic collision so that if we ever needed to find the equations again. Nope, apparently not. Oh man. I mean, I know it was in our curling game. But this is a really old game I made. I think maybe I'm not logged into the right account for that had the curling thing. Link plonk. There we go. What a dumb little tech demo I made.
Just bouncing off the lines here. Is that the?
Yeah, that's what it's doing. Right. I would have to find that code because every single time we try to redo collision, we spent forever working out the equations to just write the same code we've written before. Oh wait, Joey's Pool Sharks. That was the game we used it for.
Pool Sharks before my time, if I'm not mistaken.
What?
Pool Sharks was before my time, if I'm not mistaken.
Was it really before your time? You might
I think so.
Vacation or something.
Maybe I was on vacation. That 3 is backwards.
Wait, this isn't my pool game. Or maybe it is, but it's a real old version of it. Yeah, I switched the account that I'm logged into. which was clearly a stupid thing to do. I have a backup of all my games somewhere.
Hmm.
Here we go. Joey's Pool Sharks. I don't think Joey's Pool Sharks was that long ago.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong.
Foul. Oh, I sucked the 8-ball.
Yeah, it's a very fast game of pool.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
boy.
how it happens sometimes. Okay. Let's open up Joey Pool Sharks. See if we can extract this code quickly. The main reason I like Counting Pro is just because I put in that little over and over again.
Adds a lot to the experience.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. While I'm looking for this, if you have any ideas for some cursed games, please.
Yeah, I'll have to think. Interesting to do a game where you're like a platformer, but if your button presses, the longer you press the button, you've got a finite amount of time where you can press buttons, and it drains.
Oh, that's
as you
fun. I
push
like
button.
It's kind of, or we could give you a finite number of button presses. Like that immediately makes me think of, have you ever seen the Super Mario 64 with the minimum a number of button presses?
I haven't. Is that like some kind of challenge speedrun type thing that people do?
Well, it was a video that kind of went viral a while ago of some Super Mario 64 runner, because a button, they beat it with like, I think it was like 27 and a half button presses, and everyone was, I think the fact that it was and a half made everybody.
Yeah, my immediate reaction was, what is half of a button press? But
Yeah,
like a down but not an up kind of
I
thing.
think that was it. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so it seems like you can get 70 stars with one button press
Huh?
of the A button.
Oh, I assume, can they still use the analogs, walk around?
Yeah,
Okay.
I remember I've watched this video. It was a long time ago. But there is a Mario speedrunning Wikipedia article that has a table of all of the number of button presses it takes to do all of the main Super Mario 64 categories.
Wow.
And I don't think this, I'm pretty sure this does not make the game faster. Yeah, I'll have to rewatch that again.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and I don't know if anyone's ever, like, I wonder if anyone's ever done an RTA or if it's all been tasks.
I don't know what those acronyms mean.
RTA means real time attack. That doesn't actually it just means playing the game. And then task
Sure.
is tool assisted speed run. And those are created to kind of prove what is possible in speedrunning of games and to find out new tricks. So typically in tasks, in tool assisted speedruns, they play the game one frame at a time. So you write a special tool that will let the game run for one frame, allow you to put in the inputs that you need to, and then you choose the next frame. And you just keep playing like that. And it lets you do all of these perfect tricks that a human could not possibly do, because they require you to, hit A and then up and then left all in, 3 consecutive frames.
I see. Wow.
Mm-hmm. You should watch them. They're cool. Also, there's a project called TaskBot where they make a robot that does tasks by just talking to the console over the controller port, and just sending signals. So that's pretty cool also. But anyway, right. So I like your idea. Let's go with that. And I don't want to, I still want to make my idea also, but I'll take time to actually extract that stuff, you know.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So we want the base game to be like a platformer, right?
It seems like the most natural fit for this. Yeah.
So let's just go ahead and add the platformer extension. Wait, is this the right extension?
I thought that we had an approved platform extension.
You're
but-
right. I want the approved one. I'm just going to start a new project. It's actually not approved, but it is in a Microsoft repo.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember why I haven't finished this one up. I think there were a few bugs to work out.
Hmm.
There we go. This is what I wanted. All right. No, we're not going to use, we got to draw a little dude. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's do a kitty cat.
Out.
I haven't seen any cats today on your camera.
I know. Well, one of them was just meowing and complaining, and I don't know what she wanted, but she'll be fine. I don't know where Belle is. Maybe she'll show up later.
Breakfast is currently in what I like to call feral cat mode.
Oh.
Which is when he runs around like a maniac, and makes the most guttural meow sounds you can imagine.
Yeah.
And I've just found that in general, it's best to just let him work that out.
Yeah, let them get it out of their system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what I don't want to do is teach my cat that doing such things will result in attention and cuddles, so on and so forth. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's go
Now,
ahead.
do we want to? Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Do we want to count only like A and B button presses, or do we also want to include joystick movement or D-pad movement as button presses?
I think both. So do we want to do the timing based thing or the number of button presses? What do you think?
Well, timing based works well with if we are including the D-pad because you can like hold right or hold left, but and then like A and B would just have to incur some fixed cost. If it's, I guess we could do it with button presses if it was like you press right once and you move in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that could still work.
Yeah, I think it works with either.
Yeah. Counting is simpler.
Okay, let's do button presses then.
Yep.
All right. So what I'm imagining is, I don't know, some sort of like counter.
Yeah, just like a number upper right
Should
corner of
we-
the screen.
Should we break it out for the individual buttons? Should we have like a and then like a B and then, an up, down, left, right with numbers next to them up on the top of the screen?
We could. I don't know. See which one seems more fun. That makes it feel almost like just a puzzle game at that point.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's kind of, I feel like that is one, I would be tempted to just make it a puzzle game if we did the button presses. But having the time that you can press each button, I feel like that has a lot more variability because no one's going to hold it for the same amount of time every single time.
That's true. Yeah. Oh, we could do that.
Yeah, so I think that might be more fun.
Yeah.
So let's grab the sprite data extension. And wait, I didn't want sprite data. Whatever. I want status bars. There you go. All right, there you go. We got a kitty cat.
Very cute little cat.
I didn't turn on the controls. There we go. So first things first, we want to, oh man, the movement speed by default is so low. I need to up it before we release this extension. It's like you can jump super high, but you can barely move.
Very floaty.
There you go. That's better. All right. And let's just turn off wall jumps. I don't think we want that.
Mm.
Do wall jumps off. Okay. All right, so we want to keep track of all of our button presses. So let's put some things at the top of the screen. And I do think it's fun to break it out by button, because I feel like you really would want to, like, you know, optimize some. But the only buttons we actually care about here are A, left, and right. Right?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think the other buttons would really do anything.
One thing that's nice about the platformer extension also is that we implemented variable height jumps. So holding down A will make you jump higher. So there is actually a reason to hold A instead of just tapping it. Because tapping it will barely get you any height.
That is interesting. That's good to know.
Yeah. By the way, I hate it when platformers don't do that. Which I'm sorry, all of the 4 members who make platformers that I end up playing, I still like your games, but they do tend to not have variable height jumping, and it drives me insane. So, okay. All right, so let's go ahead and make some icons for this little status bar thing we're going to be doing, or let's just make status bars for now. So we're going to make 3. So let's we're going to call this A button bar, or you know what? I'm starting to learn that I should start things with.
Oh yeah, categorize everything.
Yep. There we go. All right. So I want to make these a little bit more granular. So we're going to go ahead and give them a width of, let's see. So we have 160 for the screen. So 40 should be fine, more than enough. We're going to have these going across the top. And let's change their height to be 3, or actually let's change it to be 5. And then we're going to give them all a border. So maybe I should just make a function for this. Create the status bar.
Status bar borders, are they on the outside of the bar? So height 5 would make the status bar 7, or it's inside?
Nope, they are not, which is why I always get confused.
I don't know. I'm trying to remember how it works in CSS. I know there's border and outline. They behave differently. But
oh man, I can't remember.
This is why we look things up.
Okay. So we're gonna do some styling stuff on these guys. So we're gonna grab border width. We're gonna give them a white border. We are going to change this to be temp status bar. Nice. And I kind of want them to also have different colors. So, or they'll all be the same color, but not the green. The green is kind of eye scorching. Actually, maybe the green is fine, but not with the red. We'll change the background color to be just this.
There you go.
All right. Cool. Put that over there. Oh, we also need to turn on relative to camera. Oh, actually, I think it's on by default for status bars. Okay. So let's set the status A button left to be, I don't know, 16. We're going to set the status left button left to be, let's see, 16 plus 40 would be 56. And so we'll just make it 60. And then this one will be 104. There we go.
Nice. Did
Wait,
you just
did I-
happen to nail
did I
that
just
so that
eyeball
it's
that?
centered?
Dang,
Impressive.
I'm good. All right.
Wow.
And we're just gonna set their top inside here so that I don't have to keep copy and pasting it around. We're gonna give them a top of 2. All right, cool. So let's actually keep track of this. So we're gonna go into on game update. We're going to put in an if, and we're gonna grab a is A button pressed. It would be nice if we could just pass this in to a function, but we don't have a way to pass buttons, so it's not that big a deal. It's not gonna be that much code.
Yeah.
And for now, let's just change status bar A button's value by -1. There we go. So that'll give us 100 frames of A button pressing. There we go. Now, this is not the best way to do this because we actually probably want to do it based off time and not based off frames. So, some video games are frame based, so all the physics are determined purely by how fast frames happen. We are not. So in MakeCode Arcade by default, we have a variable frame rate, and our games will scale velocity and stuff like that based off of how much time is taken in between frames. So because of that, the best thing to do is to keep track of how much time has elapsed. So instead of doing this on-game update thing, we're actually just going to do button pressed and released events. Probably going to be fine. So let's just make a button start time. And we're going to set this. What's
Are
up?
we not going to see the cost of our button press?
No, we
until
will. We
release
will.
it?
This is
Oh,
this is just
okay.
making sure that we have it accurate.
I see. That would be an extra cursed, but game jam.
Yeah.
Game.
So we're going to go ahead, and when the A button is pressed, we're going to do A button press start time 2 times it starts, and then when it's released, we'll know when this happens. And we're going to set. I guess what we're going to do is have a inside here. We are going to have. Or you know what, let's keep that is A button pressed. We're going to set our status bar value. I think we're going to have to keep this value in a variable.
Yeah.
So let's do remaining time A button. And total time A button. And so we'll set this to be 1 second. We're going to have to split this into variables because I think you're going to want to have different amounts of time for left, right, and A. There's no way you're going to be pressing A as much as left and right. So
I agree.
So we'll put remaining time A button equal to total time A button, like that. So we're going to set our thing starts by being filled. And we're going to say if the A button is pressed, we are going to set our status bar value. This is from 0 to 100 by default, but I think it'll be easier if we just set the max value to be whatever this total time is.
Mm-hmm.
That. Okay, so if the A button is pressed, we are going to set the value to whatever our remaining time A button is. Minus our time since start minus A button start time. Like that. And then when it's released, we are going to set the value to be just like this. And then we're going to set our, we're going to change our remaining time A button by, there's Bell.
Yeah, she's here now.
Okay. So when the A
All
button
her
is
zoomies
released.
out.
Sorry, what was that?
Sorry. Oh, I was just saying she got all her zoomies out.
Okay. So when the A button is released, we're going to change our remaining time by negative of the time since start minus A button start time. And we're going to set our value to whatever the remaining time on the A button is. Okay, and we need to also set the value. I realize it's defaulting us to what the value was before after we change the max. We need to set that to also be top. So now we press A. There we go. Now the reason to split these up like this. Wow. Chill out, breakfast. We have neighbors. God, he sounds like a dying beast.
Oh.
How such a small cat can make such loud sounds.
Yeah.
Okay, so the reason we're doing this release thing is because you can release in between frames. So this will make sure our timing is accurate for that. But this on-game update will make so that it updates live.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm surprised we don't have like an on-game update with a delta time. Be nice, but I don't know that it would really help much in this circumstance. But
I would very much like that.
yeah,
That would be nice.
Extension.
Yep. Okay, so let's copy this code. So we're going to go ahead and there you go. Let's just do let's make a function. We're going to do set button times. Here, let's call it reset button times. Is going to take in the A time, the left time, and the right time. And then we're just going to go into here and set that and that. Do that. And now we're just going to duplicate this. So it also sets the max and value of our left button to be whatever our left time is. It's funny because right time sounds like it's the right time, and left time sounds like the amount of time left.
That is true.
There we go. And now we got to make total time right button. I don't know, I did the right first. Remaining time right button. I should have done this with like a raise, I guess.
I guess we could just assign, A is index 0, left is index.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, I don't know.
Too far in now. wondering if it's just a linguistic quirk that the directional, like left, right, up, and down words have so many overloaded meanings, or if there's some reason for it.
Yeah, I was thinking that also. Okay. There we go. All right. So that's all good. Put this over here. Call this function. So we're gonna do 1 second of A button press. Oh, not 100 milliseconds. 5 seconds of left and 5 seconds of right. I don't know.
Yeah. Seems like in general you should need less left than right, but it might depend on the level.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, but I think you're correct in that. All right. Oh, not B. Now, as you may have guessed, we're just going to duplicate all of this code for the A button press and change the variables. Oh, need to make those two. Left button start time. Right button start time. There you go. And I was doing so well, and then I just messed it up with this variable. Giving them common prefixes. Okay, right, 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 left, left, left. Good.
Does the platformer extension we're using have like an up to jump, or is it only A?
You can swap it. So.
Okay. I see.
Yeah. Or you can support both. I mean, that works too. I'm listening to a lot of vinyl records lately, and I have my record player on my desk. Generally okay as long as I don't jolt my desk, or a cat doesn't jump on my desk. But then the record will skip.
Yeah.
All right. There's A. There's left. There's right.
Look at that.
Yeah. Kind of satisfying to watch the A go down so quickly while you jump.
Yeah, that is.
All right. Collapse blocks for my code. Okay. Now here's where it gets tricky. So I want to make it. I think the best way to do this game would be to make it so that when you run out of a particular button, the game doesn't just immediately end.
Sure.
You just become unable to
use that button.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree.
Now, there's no easy way to do this with the platformer extension. So we can definitely make it so you can't jump anymore. That's easy. We just set our jump height to be 0. But the movement for left and right is united. There is no way to remove one of those and not the other. So we're gonna have to be creative here.
Okay. Hurts me a little to recommend this, but if we had an on-game update and just checked the velocity, and like if you're out of time and your velocity is negative, set it to 0 kind of a thing, would we jitter, do you think, or would that work?
We might jitter, but we can. This was also my plan. But I think if we use jwonderl/arcade sprite util, we can use the block that I added just for me and no one else has ever used.
Oh, there you go.
Where we can do this run code, and we want it to run code before we run physics.
That sounds right.
Yeah. So, let's see. We're going to use our status bar as the truth here. Because it can change in between. It could reach 0 before you actually release the button.
Hmm.
But the status bar value should always be somewhat accurate. It might be a little bit off compared to what the actual value is, because again, the on-game update is tied to game updates, whereas the button press, those are interrupts. So it could actually have different variable amounts of time, but this will be close enough. So we're going to go ahead and say if the status left button equals 0, and then we're going to say if, or we can actually just do set my sprite VX to be the max of whatever the VX is and 0. And then for right, we're going to set it to be the min of, wait, I did this backwards. No, I did this right. No, we're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. Okay, wait. Let me make this time way shorter. 500.
Boy.
Oh, there we go. All right, can't move right anymore, and I can still move left for a short amount of time. Go.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, this works. All right. Yep, this is a curse game.
Yep.
Okay.
I like to think that what's really happening here is you're running out of treats to give the cat to get it to do what you want.
All right. The last thing we have to do is we have to handle the A button press. So pressing A still lets you jump here. So in order to prevent that from happening, we're going to go ahead and use a on status bar reach 0. And then we're going to just say if it's the A status A button, then we're going to set our jump height to be 0.
Should probably also set the Y velocity to be 0.
No.
You could technically eke out a final tall jump when you only have enough fuel for a little jump.
I think that's okay, personally.
All right. I guess it would be an unnatural stop as opposed to a nice, smooth one.
Ideally, I agree with you, but I think the capping up the Y velocity might be more.
What if you did acceleration to 0? I don't know how the jump works.
You know what? Maybe actually that's fine. You might be right.
It is a cursed game.
Okay, so I guess what we're going to do then is not this. We'll just do this.
Oh, I meant doing it just in that moment.
No, I know, but
yeah,
you can't move unless we put in some other way to move upwards. I mean, there's no problem with this.
Yeah. Hey, Hassan.
Hi, son. Give yourself a quarter. Whoops. Okay, wait, did that backwards. Right.
I get it's 153.
Oh, that's true.
Oh yeah, you're right. There you go. Okay, so that just makes you fall to the ground. All right, Hassan, we're making a cursed game where you can only press the left, right, and A buttons for certain amounts of time. So this is what these 3 bars are. So you can see when I press A, that's my A button bar going down. When I press left, I only have so many left to press, and then right now I can no longer press left or right or A.
You're just stuck. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. That's pretty cursed.
Oh, Breakfast, are you bringing me a mouse? Good job, boy. Not a real mouse.
saying sorry for all of the havoc earlier.
Mhm.
Oh, was breakfast a part of the stream earlier?
Oh, he's just running around. I was saying this before, but he goes into like what I call feral cat mode, where he
Ah,
doesn't just get zoomies, he also lets out these like guttural howls.
really?
Yeah. And so he was doing that during stream earlier. I don't think anyone could hear it though. But breakfast has a toy, which if he drops it, yeah. This thing, which is a toy that you put a battery in, and it's got this little fluffy thing on top, and you press this button, and then it starts spinning around, and he's supposed to chase it. The battery died on this the first day I had it. But he likes it, I think, because it's kind of mouse-like and it has weight to it. So he carries it around like a security blanket. He'll like pick it up and then he just like carries it and then he'll put it down in front of me and be like, "I did a good job, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you did. Thanks, buddy."
Oh, that's very
That's
sweet.
adorable.
So very often I will wake up with that in my bed. But yeah. All right. So we're kind of out of time. So I guess next time we'll do level design for this game that we made.
Yeah.
Which will be fun. But yeah, I feel like this is a fun idea for a cursed game.
Yeah.
There you go. And I'm gonna put the cursed game and jam announcement post on later today. So look out for that on the forum. But you'll have it to the end of the month, and just like always, we will play all the mini game jams on stream. And if you want to make me have a really bad time playing a particular game, this is your best chance to do it. Can't wait to see a game from Teddy B. I know you're going to make a game that's going to make me very frustrated. Teddy B makes my favorite mini game jam submissions, though, in reality.
I'm gonna have to look and see what the what Teddy B's submissions were in the previous Cursed Jam.
I don't know if they did submit anything for the previous one, but they generally submit cursed games to, I would say, every game jam, every mini game jam.
Every game jam is a cursed game jam if you want it to be.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. That's it for today, everybody. I am Richard on the MakeCode Forum.
I am Hassan on the MakeCode Forum.
I'm Thomas at Sparks on the MakeCode Forum.
And we'll see you later. Bye.